Hi there, it's Tracy with Totally Traced. It's Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern Time, so I am here live, excited to demonstrate a new card for you. In front of you, you will see that I have the new Painted Illusions paper out. So this is what I'm going to be working with today. It's the first time I'm going to be cutting into this paper, which is always hard for me when I get pretty paper. I always worry that I'm doing it justice with what I'm making. But we're just going to dive in today. So this is the product of the month for February, and you can get this paper for only $5. So Stampin' Up, if you place an order of $75 or more, you can choose to get the product of the month for $5. And so far, I've done that every month since they've started, and I haven't regretted it. I've loved everything. And so I love how this paper looks. Let's see if I still feel the same way after I've made a card. Also this month, I've been featuring the Lovely Arrangements bundle. And so I'm going to use this with this paper. So if you've been following me, you know these are all the cards that I've been making. I've been using the designer series paper that comes in that same suite, which of course is gorgeous. So today though, I'm going to use the same bundle, but I'm going to use the Painted Illusions paper. So let's get started. First, I'm going to use a white card base. I'm sorry, I don't have one pulled out, so I'm just looking for one. I have a drawer of white card bases. Oh, and it looks like they got buried. There we go. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I've just scored the long side at 4 1/4. Okay, so there's my card base. Hi there, Lena. Thanks for joining me today. All right, and then I pulled out Lost Lagoon because I felt like this coordinated well with it. In this paper, you have a Flirty Flamingo. They're saying this is Pretty Peacock, but I feel like it matches very nicely with the Lost Lagoon. It has Petal Pink. Again, they say Misty Moonlight, but I feel like that would also really pair up well with Blueberry Bushel. Darling Duckling, Granny Apple Green. So this is one of those packs that's going to go with everything. And then just so you can see the back. See, that's more of that Misty Moonlight there. And look at this paper. Oh, yep. I'm going to have fun designing with this. All right, but I'm going to use this side. And so again, I'm using a white card base. I pulled out Lost Lagoon. I'm going to make this one 5 1/4 by 4. So again, 5 1/4 by 4. Hey, Jean. All right. Oh, that does not want to come up. There we go. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so I want to show off this pretty paper. So I'm using a very easy template, and then I'm going to use all 4 sheets of paper. So feel free to write down these measurements because it's an easy one to replicate. So I'm going to cut this at 2 inches by 4. And right now, if you see me pausing, it's because I'm thinking about the direction that I want it to go in, and that's just too much for me to think about right now. So whatever direction this ends up in, I'm going to love it. All right, so 2 inches by 4. Then my next paper is going to be 1.5 inches by 4. All right, and then the next paper is going to be 1 inch by 4. You should be seeing the pattern here. Hi, Grace. Watching in New Zealand, and that name does not sound familiar. So are you a first-time watcher? Either way, welcome. I'm glad to have you. All right, so 2, 1/2, 1, and this one is going to be 1/2 inch. Actually, I'm going to go this way. It's just easier for me to make sure I cut it straight. Hi, Linda. 1 or 1/2 inch by 4. All right, I'll get this all laid out so you can see what it should look like. Okay, so card base, and then here's that 5 1/4 by 4 mat that I'm going to use. And then we're going to put this all the way at the edge. And then my smallest piece all the way at the edge. Hi there, Shirley. Hi, Maggie. Very cold southern Alberta. Yes, that would be the opposite of where I am. Today, I'm pretty sure it hit 80. I mean, it was gorgeous out, no humidity, so it wasn't like a hot 80, if that makes sense. If you don't live in a place with humidity, that might not make sense. All right, there's our layout. Okay, I'm actually loving it, and that is the way I wanted the stripes to go, so I got lucky with that one. Okay, so simple layout and with that beautiful Painted Illusions paper. So now all I'm going to do is decorate. And so again, I'm using the Lovely Arrangements bundle. So it comes with these great stamps. I'm loving the sentiments. And then it die cuts out. It has the label and then the flowers you can die cut. And then you've seen me use these on my cards. They're fun to play with. But I think we're going to see what the flowers look like. So again, I have been making kits for all of you that have ordered the kits from me. So I've got lots of stuff left over. So I'm just pulling that out. Oh, that has a piece of hair with it. And then it also has these leaves. And here's the label. I don't know if I'm going to use all this, but I have it out just in case. Grace says, yes, first time watching. Well, good, I'm glad you made it. And Shirley is in Arizona. All right. I'm going to stamp these in. I think we'll do black. No, I'm going to do Secret C. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do some blending, so that makes me a little nervous with it. But again, if I don't like it, I can start again. All right, let me just move this out of the way. And so that one flower petal sticks out, and so I look for that on here. I'm just going to stamp a couple of those. This is really easy to line up. Like you used to have to stamp first and then die cut. I do have like the camera and the lights all in my face, so mine doesn't get lined up perfectly because I can't get over the top of it necessarily. But it really is easy to do. All right, let's start with that. And then what I was thinking is that I would color them with petal pink. So let's see how that looks. Or I'm sorry, not petal pink. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. I want it to be a little bit richer of a color. Okay, so all you need for this is the ink and the blending brush. And so you just tap into the ink, and then you're going to kind of swirl around. Hi, Charlotte from South Carolina. Thanks for joining. All right, I like to keep this in one spot, dab here, kind of blend, and then rub it onto this. I find that gives me the best smooth looking. Otherwise, sometimes I get what I call the thumbprint. I don't know if you can see that thumbprint there. So if you kind of do it from here and then rub on, I can control the color better. All right, let's do the other one. I think I like how this is turning out. We'll see when it's up on the card. Okay. All right, now I've got these leaves, and I'm going to stamp those too, but I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green. I've been using the Secret C for this, which I absolutely love. and Old Olive. So we'll see how this bright green looks on it. Hi, Darlene. Welcome back. She's from Kentucky. All right. Oh, that doesn't look like I actually got some granny apple green. Let me stamp that and see. Oh, okay. I don't know why. It's just not looking like it's on my stamp. Sorry if I'm shaking you quite a bit there. Oh, I definitely missed that one. Oh, maybe I didn't. Again, the camera makes it difficult to tell sometimes. All right, I'm going to do 3 of these. Oh, I can already tell. I don't know if I like the granny apple green up with that petal pink or flirty flamingo. All right, let's put it together and see how it looks. Because I was envisioning these kind of here. And playing with that. But yeah, I'm not sure I like the flowers that way. It's crazy. I've been doing it with the paper, this paper, and so that it could just be that. If you have a different opinion, you can tell me. I might just be set in my ways of how good the other cards have looked. But I do have 2 more, but this time I'm going to try Lost Lagoon. And I might just keep them white without any of the blending. All right, whenever you change colors, you just kind of want to clean that off. Oh, and I'll do it a little bit better than I did. All right, so again, I'm going to get that one that sticks out, and then it sticks out there. Okay. Let's see if I like this better. And if I don't, we'll just leave the flowers off. Hi there, Debbie from Pennsylvania. All right. Lots of you are talking to me today, so I'm going to have you help me decide. And of course, we can decide just to put a sentiment on it and leave all this off. Hi, Betty. All right, what do you think? Do you like that? Do you like that? Should I just leave them white with just the dark, or should I leave them off completely? And then while you're thinking about that, whoops, wrong, upside down, I'll go ahead and get my sentiment going. Okay, yeah, now that there's 2 of them there, it's growing on me. Okay, and then again, out of that bundle, there's this label. I love this little oval label. I'm going to use the Hello Friends. Maggie likes the white better. I think I'm with you, Maggie. For a minute, I thought I was going to abandon it all and have to stamp it in like the secret C, but it's growing on me. All right, my sentiment. Oh, hi, Anne. I didn't know you were on. Thanks for giving me the feedback. Okay, so it's looking like just the white is better for everybody. All right, so I stamped that in the Pretty Peacock. So it pairs well with the Lost Lagoon, but it's just a little bit darker. So it stays in that same family. So I think that'll look okay together. All right. So now, and then I'm thinking of just kind of sliding this in here. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's get this glued down because that'll let me play a little bit more. So again, I tend not to glue down until I'm happy with everything, but I'm happy with that layout. I've just got to figure out what's the candy on top gonna be. All right, Darlene likes the white a lot. Linda likes the white as well. Okay, the trick for gluing this is same thing with how I laid it down. I like to do the ends first, because then you can kind of wiggle in the middle where you want it to be. So I am going to put that all the way to the edge. Like I'm not doing a frame on this one. So let me follow what I suggest and actually put the end pieces down. Sorry, those flowers were looking upside down. It's a non-directional paper, but you know, sometimes it still looks like it has a direction. Now, how am I short on that one? That's all right. It's the way it's going to have to be. I must have not quite hit that one at 4 inches. So now my middle pieces are where I can play and decide how much space in between. So I'm going to do this quick so that I can kind of shift, because that green glue gives you a little bit of leeway. I'm just trying to kind of evenly space. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to lay down without having any issues. Karen says, coming in late. So having to catch the replay, but the white flowers look great. Yeah, so Karen, you missed. I tried some blending, but I think it's just too much. Okay, I want this to come over. All right, I'm going to show you a little trick here. So I'm just going to kind of cut this in, because then, see how I can make that flower lay over the top a little bit more. All right, this is the part where if you want to tune me out, because I'll sit here and play all day until you're like, oh my gosh, just glue it down. But I like to see how it's going to look. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I need another flower here. Let's try it. Let's get the Lost Lagoon out again. Okay. I might like that best. Let's try that same technique over here. I feel like that needs to move down if we're doing that. So do you see what I mean when I get crazy over it and I just keep playing and playing? I might like that, although I don't know. That might be too unbalanced. What does everybody think? How about, what if we just do something like this? Are you at, Linda says, am I adding ribbon? So I will tell you, Linda, we talked about ribbons that we like and dislike last time. I pulled out this because this petal pink matches perfectly. And this is on the last chance list. But I will tell you, this ribbon is the worst ribbon I've ever had. So I'm always going to tell you straight. I know I'm like, oh, you need to get this. It's a must have. But when I say that, I really do mean it. Whereas this ribbon is, it's just thick and hard to play with. Like, it's pretty, but it could be something like that. So I pulled it out, but I wasn't sure if I'd really use it. It looks great with this paper. But again, it's just so thick and doesn't lay nicely. And then when you cut it, it frays. Let's see if I can play with it a little bit. So I just haven't found the best way to use it. Yep, I think I am not using that ribbon. What happened to my little one? There he went. All right, I think I like that best. What does everybody think? And maybe I really wanted to use the Granny Apple Green, but I think that pulls away from it. Yeah, Linda says not my favorite ribbon. 100% agree. Okay. Ooh, or maybe I'd like it up on top. Okay, Shirley says she loves this ribbon torn apart into strands, then usable into a bow. Oh, so you mean like this, like unweave it essentially. Okay, I'm gonna play with that because again, I don't like the ribbon. All right, but that might be a good idea. I'm gonna play with that. All right, I saw some thumbs up going by with this, so I'm gonna get this glued down so that we're not here all night, before I change my mind again, which is always possible. And I'm just gonna glue these down. All right, thanks for the tip, Shirley. I'll play it and see if I have more versatility on it. All right, and let's pop up that sentiment. Okay, and then I did pull out some gems. These gems, and they might have gotten lost in the mess of what I'm doing right now. We'll see. These gems are no longer available. They're the Riverside gems. If any of you remember that adorable, utterly adorable is what the suite was called. Oh no, they really did get lost in my mess here. Let's see. I didn't put it in with that. Oh, maybe I buried it with all the cards I was showing you. Nope. Okay, well, no gems today. But it has those Lost Lagoon Pretty Peacock type gems. So I was thinking that might look good on there. But, I mean, come on. That's a really cute, easy card. Again, just pretty paper. I drug it out a little long because I couldn't figure out what flowers I liked. But now you have an idea. Again, this paper is product of the month. You can get it for only $5 with a $75 order. And right now, free shipping is happening. So you get 11% off your order because that's what is usually charged. So next week, I am live again at 5:30. Every Wednesday, 5:30. But it'll be my Easter Joy class. And so I'll just show you those cards. These are the cards I'll be making. I know there has been some controversy over whether people like this paper or not because it is a different texture, but I love it. So I'll be making these 5 cards and an Easter basket. And if you want the kit, you can pre-order it. I know you might be thinking it's too soon for Easter, but it's going to sneak up on you. So you can pre-order the kit. I'll be shipping them out in about 2 weeks, but you'll have the replay anytime. So hopefully I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great night. See you next time.